Distinguished guests, dear friends, I feel extremely honored to have the opportunity to join all of you today in this very meaningful commemoration event, and to speak on the lessons to be learned from Taiwan 228 to Hong Kong 2019. 尊贵的嘉宾，各位乡亲，今天我非常荣幸能够有这个机会跟大家一起参加这个有意义的228纪念会。我今天演讲的那个题目是从台湾228到香港2019，港台相互的历史启示。我今天会用英语来讲，但是在 PowerPoint 上面呢会有中文。2019 was a special year for Hong Kong and Taiwan. It was the most turbulent year for Hong Kong since its handover in 1997. Millions of Hong Kong people took onto the street to say no to the puppet Hong Kong government and the Chinese government. It was also a special year for Taiwan with the landslide victory of Tsai Ing-wen 总统 in the 2019 presidential election. This sent a strong message to the Chinese Communist Party that the Taiwanese people don't trust Beijing's offer of one country, two systems as a means of reunification. As a popular slogan goes, today Hong Kong, tomorrow Taiwan. We also say, yesterday Taiwan, today Hong Kong. As we commemorate the Taiwan 228 in Toronto today, I would like to share my thoughts about some of the lessons we can learn as we examine the experiences of Taiwan and Hong Kong facing totalitarian suppression. First, we must recognize that authoritarianism is a common challenge confronting both Taiwan in 1947, governed by the National Party, and Hong Kong in 2019, under the thumb of the Chinese Communist Party. Both people are fighting against the oppression of an external ruling power. The 228 massacre caused the localist movement in Taiwan to evolve into the pro-independence movement, with self-identity as Taiwanese and not Chinese. In Hong Kong, the 2019 anti-extradition bill is a mass awakening movement. The brutal crackdown on protesters have significantly fueled the localist movement with the formation of a stronger Hong Kong identity, especially among young people. The 228 massacre was one of the most brutal in history. The National Party government created a committee of investigation to stall for time, building up their military strength before launching the White Terror, killing close to 30,000 indigenous Taiwanese. Similarly, in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong SAR government proposed an investigation of violent incidents by the pro-government Police Monitoring Committee. But at the same time, the Hong Kong police continue a brutal crackdown on peaceful protesters with backbeam bullets, tear gas, and mass arrests. Up to now, over 7,000 Hong Kongers have been arrested. Many have been charged with rioting that could subject them to 7 to 10 years imprisonment. The arrested include the public school children, seniors, journalists, first aiders, and lawmakers. Over 2,000 people have disappeared. There have been instances of torture, gang rape, and murder disguised as suicides. The atrocities in both Taiwan 228 and Hong Kong 2019 show us that totalitarian regimes cannot be trusted. We should not have any illusion that there will be concession made by the ruling powers should we request for their responses towards all legitimate demands. The requests from the people are considered to be a challenge of their legitimacy of governance, and they will only be met with brutal crackdown. Just yesterday, on February 28 in Hong Kong, Mr. Lai Chi-ying, the owner of Apple Daily, the only independent newspaper in Hong Kong, and 3 other prominent community leaders were arrested. My question is, whether the Taiwan 228 tragedy will repeat itself in Hong Kong as the courageous Hong Kongers fight on. This is something Hong Kongers need to be prepared for. Hong Kongers have shown the world, and especially the people of Taiwan, that China's promise of one country, two systems is a cruel deception. They have done it with great courage and stubborn determination, week after week after week. It is ridiculous for Beijing to attempt to sell this concept to Taiwan as a way of reunification. The landslide victory by Tsai Ing-wen, president, in 2019 in the presidential election was Taiwan's blunt rejection of the offer of one country, two systems from Beijing. My question is, will there be even a more brutal crackdown in Taiwan following the increasing threat of military takeover from Beijing? Since the Taiwan Sunflower Movement and Hong Kong Umbrella Movement in 2014, Taiwanese and Hong Kong social activists have started to realize that they are in the same boat, facing a common enemy, China's totalitarianism. The Chinese Communist Party poses major threat to the global democracies by bullying, infiltrating, manipulating, and intimidating other countries through its sharp power. It is therefore of vital importance for Canada and the international community to stand with Hong Kong and Taiwan as they are in the front lines of this global battle. One of the biggest inspirations we can take from the Taiwan 228 incident is the persistence of the resistance movement. No matter how challenging the situation is, we will eventually claim victory if we have faith in what we do. And after the crackdown, if we continue to fight on with courage and determination, dictatorships may appear strong, but the days are numbered. We urged our Canadian government to advocate for Taiwan to be accepted as an official member of WHO as well as other international institutions, to ban Huawei, to sanction with Canadian Magnitsky Law Chinese and Hong Kong officials responsible for violations of human rights, and to come up with a strong stance towards China and Hong Kong. I promise you, Canada-Hong Kong link will work with all of you in achieving all these goals. Thank you very much. 谢谢各位。